Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Exam Fight, and this is a channel dedicated to exams, studies, schedules, the general things a student struggles through. I am Smriti, your host, and today I'm going to talk about the types of exams and how to get through it all. Looking back, I realized that when I wanted to quit my job and move into some other thing, I realized, what do I want to move into? Where do I move? What options do I have? What is my niche? What career do I want? What do I don't want? The important thing here is to realize that, I realized working in my private job that I did not want to be in that field itself. It was not like I could quit and then go back to another firm, another company. I could, but it was something that I didn't want to do and I didn't enjoy at all doing. Now you are going to say that, how are you going to know what you're going to enjoy unless until you do it? But to do it, you have to prepare for years for an exam and then give it. So it takes time, and the risk and time and energy that it takes is just exhausting at times. So there are a few things that you should know before getting into any kind of exam, and here I am going to help you to realize what you should do and what you shouldn't do, how to cut down the wheat from the chaff, how do you know where to go with your preparation, if your preparation is going on the right track, if it's not, and things like that. So let's begin. First of all, I must say that when I was looking for government exams online, just go ahead and Google government exams and there will be trillions of exams coming up, because there are so many different things to do. There is SSC, there is railways, there is banking, there is CRPF, there is police, there are so many things, and I'm not even mentioning all the posts and exams in these exams. Okay, so there is a variety of things that you want to do. One thing about me is that I was preparing for UPSC for a while, and no matter what I did, I just couldn't clear it. And I have no shame in admitting that after trying for so long, I realized that maybe it's not my forte, maybe I can't do this. But one thing that UPSC preparation gave me was that it introduced me to economics, and I realized how much I enjoyed it, how much finesse it had, and how complicated yet simple it was. It was a subject that I actually really liked after science. And if I had the option in time to go back and choose economics over science, yes, definitely I would. But I can't do that. Doing engineering made me realize one thing, that it opens a lot of gates for you. You get a lot of options going forward after engineering. And banking exam was one of them. So I thought, okay, I'll try banking exams because it's related to economics and finance and things like that. So I started preparing for it, and then I realized, wait, what am I preparing for? Am I even good at it? How do I know? So first of all, you need to realize what your strengths and weaknesses are. Before deciding what you want to do, you need to cut down on what you don't want to do, what your career where you don't want to go. You need to use a process of elimination. I have never given the exam for NABARD ever because I don't want to go into that, and I know it. There are reasons for it, my personal reasons, but if you want to go for NABARD, that's not a bad thing. I have actually given its exam, but it's just that my preparation was not good, and I was actually not interested in NABARD. But I did give that exam, क्योंकि जब हाथ में कुछ नहीं होता तो हमें सारे ऑप्शंस ट्राई करने चाहिए. You cannot be choosy when an exam is only happening once a year or once in 2 years or 3 years. You never know where your life takes you. So first you need to realize that, okay, I know there are 26 exams, but will I be able to give 26 exams? You need to know what your strengths and weaknesses are. First thing. Second thing, I used to study when I was working. Many people leave their jobs and then study. Many people study while they work. And there are very, very different schedules for every person. And I will make a schedule video very soon after this. But you need to realize what your schedule is. Living in a metropolitan city, especially Mumbai, Delhi, big cities, there is a lot of time that goes into traveling apart from your job. You travel a lot, you work a lot, then you come home and then you're like, okay, I'm dead, I don't want to do anything. There is that sort of mentality that sets in. So when I was going to classes, one of my friends asked me, like, how do you do it? How do you go back home and then you study also? And I'm like, it's not like I started with, okay, I'll study for 6 hours today and then tomorrow 8 hours. No, it's not possible. You're only human. I started with 1 hour of study after my job. I used to come home and I was like, no matter what, for the next 60 minutes, no phones, no calls, no laptops, no distractions, only study. Then I gradually increased it. 1 hour 15 minutes, 1 hour 30 minutes, 1 hour 2 hours, 2.5 hours. You don't run a race when you're studying. You run a marathon, and you have to train for a marathon. That's what I realized. So I was like, okay, I'll dedicate 1 hour to study no matter what. No matter what. If you're very sick and you're just not able to do it, and don't tell me that you have to go to weddings and birthdays and parties and all that. There is going to be plenty of time for it. You need to realize where your priorities are. Because I think I heard this in a very nice series that I was watching, कि जब if you have not seen Kota Factory, if you get time, please go and see it, because there is a very nice line that is said in it कि जब हम मस्ती कर रहे होते हैं, जब हम अच्छी यादें बना रहे होते हैं और उसके पीछे जब पढ़ाई छूट जाती है ना, तो वो जो अच्छी यादें होती हैं वो फिर खराब बन जाती हैं. फिर हम उन्हीं यादों को सोच के बोलते हैं कि काश पढ़ाई कर ली होती, वो पार्टी में नहीं गए होते तो आज लाइफ कुछ और होती. और देखिए, ये बिल्कुल भी ज़रूरी नहीं है कि आपको मतलब 6 घंटा पढ़ना ही चाहिए, आपकी बैकग्राउंड ऐसी होनी ही चाहिए, या ये ट्रेनिंग पर डिपेंड करता है. हाउ मच यू ट्रेन योर सेल्फ टू क्लियर एन एग्जाम. एंड आई एम टेलिंग यू, there is a very golden period of every student that it hits. And today only I was discussing it with one of my colleagues when she said that there is always this golden period when you start clearing exams. You really start clearing exams, and then you realize that you have unlocked your potential. So you need to work. First you need to realize what all exams you give. You go online, you first do research. What all exams you want, what all exams you don't want, where do you want to go, where do you don't want to go. See, banking and insurance are very similar. So okay, so if there is no banking, I might go into this, or I want SSC, I want this post, I want that post, and there are always chances that you're not going to get it. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't try. You should always try for the thing that you want, because चाहने से सिर्फ नहीं हो जाता, आपको मेहनत भी बहुत करनी पड़ती है, आपके सर्कमस्टांसेस भी वैसे होने चाहिए, और उसके बाद ही कुछ हो पाता. ठीक, तो मेरा इसका समरी ये था कि आप पहले रिसर्च करें, आप पहले एग्जाम्स निकालेंगे, उन एग्जाम्स का आप सिलेबस निकालिए. कुछ सिलेबस, जैसे यूपीएससी का सिलेबस होता है कि वो पूरा क्लियर करने में, यानी कि पूरा वो एक बार पढ़ने के लिए आपको 1 साल से 1.5 साल लग सकता है, क्योंकि यूपीएससी बहुत वास्ट है. अगर आप पीओ का पढ़ने जाएंगे तो आपको इतना टाइम नहीं लगेगा, 4 महीना 6 महीना मे बी मैक्स, इफ यू आर रनिंग इन फुल एफिशिएंसी, ओनली देन. तो यू नीड टू रियलाइज कि ठीक है, मैं करना तो चाहता हूँ, बट इसका टाइमलाइन क्या है, कितना टाइम लगेगा, मैं कितना टाइम इसमें डेडिकेट कर पाऊंगा या पाऊंगी, और इसमें कितना टाइम लगने वाला है. ठीक है, क्योंकि जैसे कि हम सब जानते हैं कि एसएससी एग्जाम्स का बहुत इश्यू होता है, बहुत टाइम तक रिजल्ट्स नहीं आते. रेलवेज का भी काफी हुआ है, बहुत टाइम तक रिजल्ट नहीं आते, लोग रिजल्ट्स के इंतजार में काफी दिन तक बैठे रहते हैं. तो कोशिश करिए कि उस टाइम को आप रियलाइज कर सकें और आप दूसरे एग्जाम्स भी दें. डोंट just because you keep 3-4 options does not mean that you're giving up on plan A. It means that you're being safe, because this is real life. जो 10% लोगों के साथ हुआ है, वो जरूरी नहीं है कि 90% लोगों के साथ हो. मैं बहुत एडमायर करती हूँ उन लोगों को जो बोलते हैं कि हमारे पास तो प्लान बी था ही नहीं. बट हम रियलिटी में रहते हैं. हमेशा अपने लिए एक प्लान बी, प्लान सी आप रखिए. वो बहुत जरूरी होता है कि ठीक है, अगर ये नहीं हुआ तो हम ये करेंगे. जैसे जब मैं IBPS PO के लिए पढ़ी थी, मतलब ठीक है IBPS PO है, उसके अलावा इंश्योरेंस भी देंगे, उसके अलावा क्लर्क का भी देंगे, बट करेंगे इसी में, रहेंगे इधर ही, एक जगह नहीं होगा, दो जगह नहीं होगा, कहीं ना कहीं तो होगा, क्योंकि आपकी मेहनत कहीं ना कहीं आपको लेकर जाएगी। जितना आपने पढ़ाई किया है, इट्स नॉट गोइंग टू बी इन वेन, यू आर ऑलवेज गोइंग टू गेट सम गेन आउट ऑफ इट, ऑलवेज। ये तो हो गई कि आपको कौन सा एग्जाम देना है, ये आपको पहले डिसाइड करना है कि ठीक है 26 एग्जाम में से मैं 10 भी अगर देना चाहता हूँ, सबका सिलेबस भी आपके पास होना चाहिए। यू शुड, आप या तो नोटबुक में लिख लीजिए, या तो मैं तो थोड़ी सी टेक सेवी हूँ तो मैं एक्सेल शीट्स बना लेती थी, हाँ ठीक है ये चैप्टर हो गया, ये चैप्टर हो गया, ये रिवाइज कर ले, ये हो गया। ऐसे एक कहीं पर आप स्प्रेडशीट बना लीजिए, या तो एक ब्लैक बोर्ड या एक चॉक बोर्ड लाइए, उस पर लिख लीजिए आपके चैप्टर्स, ये टिक 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 टिक, हो गया हो गया हो गया हो गया, खत्म। उसके अलावा सारे एग्जाम्स में हम देखते हैं कि मैथ, रीजनिंग और इंग्लिश, ये तीनों भी आते हैं। सबका प्री ऑलमोस्ट एक जैसा ही होता है, और सब में यही आता है बेसिकली। किसी का मैथ बहुत अच्छा होता है, किसी की इंग्लिश, और किसी की रीजनिंग। आपको मॉक टेस्ट्स देने हैं। जब भी जो भी एग्जाम के बारे में आप सोचें, उसका सिलेबस देखें, उसके बारे में पढ़ें, देखिए कि आपकी उसमें प्रोफिशिएंसी है क्या, आप कौन सी चीज में अच्छे हैं। माई इंग्लिश इज गुड, आई वोंट से इट्स वेरी गुड बिकॉज nobody's English is that good but I know my language, I can score maximum marks in it because I've always been a reader. I like to read books, especially English books. I like to watch movies, especially English movies. I do a lot of things that involve that subject and I like it. So when I read a paragraph, my reading speed is more. But some people are very good at math. They see numbers and they solve it instantly. You need to play to your strengths. You have only 60 minutes for one exam. You have 3 sections to get through. You have to realize what section you're going to take very, very seriously. What section you're going to attend 100%. What section you're going to leave some part of it. And do realize that every pre and every exam is not about topping it. Except I think SAC and UPC, because your post gets decided by ranks. Except that the other exams, it's about clearing the cutoff. You clear that cutoff. If the cutoff is 60 and you get 62, you're still in. You get 92, you're still in. So when you go for pre-exams, make sure that you want to be in that cutoff. You need to research papers, previous year's papers. You need to find out the pattern. You need to find out what is going on where. When I first started preparing, I did give 1 to 2 mocks, like of each exam, to see where I actually stood. And I realized that that my standing was not good, and I realized that math was not that much of, I was very good at reasoning, but for math I was not getting anywhere, and because of math, my cutoff was not clearing in mocks. So for that you need to clear basics as well. We all can solve every question that comes in that paper, but we should not. We have 60 minutes, we have 100 questions, and we need that cutoff. There are questions that you are going to leave and that you have to leave. So going forward, think about the schedule, the papers, how much time you have, what are your strengths, and all the best. I'll upload next video very soon, and all the best for your exams.